Oh man.
Why ask?
What's up, everybody? This is Jamie Josta from Hatebreed, and we're here backstage at GROWLS Rock 2013.
Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones all the way. Just because I'm on the 4th book, and the 3rd season just started. Tomorrow night will be a new episode. Hopefully, I'm going to be in England somewhere, so hopefully I'll be able to find it and watch it. But yeah, Game of Thrones for sure.
Dexter or Breaking Bad?
I'm going to say Breaking Bad. I'm not that far into it. I think I'm in like season 2, and it's really good. Some of the real meth freaks that I know say that some of the show's not realistic. I guess they can't probably show like everything about how to cook meth, but you know, you got to hand it to a show that real meth freaks are watching. So
Kebab or pizza?
Kebab or pizza? You know, everybody got sick last tour off kebabs, except me. I was the only one, probably because I chose the alternative to whatever the lamb was. I think everybody got the lamb, they got sick. I got the chicken, I didn't get sick, so.
BECK'S or Budweiser?
I'm going to say BECK'S non-alcoholic beer, because Randy from Lamb of God showed me that. I haven't had a real beer in about 8 years, which is probably why I've been so productive. We got the Kingdom of Sorrow album out, Josta album, new Hatebreed album, working on a book. So it helps when you don't drink beer. Stay productive.
Muffin or brownie?
I'll say muffin. My mother's a pretty good cook, and she just made some muffins the other day. I hadn't seen her in like a month and a half, and I had one of her muffins, so shout out to moms.
Stage dive or wall of death?
I'm going to say neither. Because if someone gets hurt, you're going to try to sue me, and don't fucking sue me. Because it's not my fault what you do in the pit, all right? Just respect each other. Look out for your fellow showgoers. No fights, no bullshit, and do whatever the hell you want.
Breakdown or sing-along?
I'm more of a sing-along. You know, I think with the first Hatebreed album, you're not really going to top any of those breakdowns. So all these new bands, they just kind of rehash those those breakdowns off their first Hatebreed album. So which is fine. Everybody borrows from everybody. That's, you know, it's flattery. But as you hear in the later albums, it's more song-oriented, and that's why when you go to a show like this and you see 20,000 people singing "Live for This" and "In Ashes They Shall Reap" and "Honor Never Dies," that's the way to go.
Screams or growls?
Is there a difference? If you played one to my mother and then the growl, she would be like, it's the same thing, so it doesn't matter. People outside of heavy music think it's all bullshit anyway.
DVD or movie theater?
I'm going to say movie theater. I've had a little bit of time off. I had about 5 days off this last week, and then the time before when I was coming back from the Soundwave Festival, I was able to take my grandmother to see Lincoln in the theater, which was very nice.
Terminator or Rocky?
Rocky, although I have a soft spot in my heart for Schwarzenegger. Total Recall is one of my favorites. Predator is great, but you know, you really can't mess with Rocky on the, you know, the sheer fact. Even Rocky 5 was good.
Merchandise or streetwear?
Lately, I've been wearing just band stuff. You know, I got my Do or Die hoodie on right now that they gave me probably about 4 years ago that I still have. So yeah. I brought a lot of band t-shirts with me on this tour, so I was going to say merchandise.
Shirt or tank?
Shirts all the way. I got bad, you know, well not, I mean, yeah, they're kind of bad tattoos, so cover them up. No, they're not bad. I got the farmer's tan, and I'm all white. I can't, yeah, you don't want to see that.
USA or Europe?
Right now I'm going to say Europe, just because USA is so crowded with so many tours. And, I mean, you got Summer Slaughter, Mayhem, Warped, this other one, Converse has a tour. I mean, everybody's on tour, so it's nice to be able to come here and, you know, promote the new album, because we already just did 2 tours in the States for the Divinity of Purpose. So this is nice to come here and finally get a real chance to promote the record.
East Coast or West Coast?
You know, we've been have some really good shows on the West Coast lately, really good shows on the East Coast. It's hard to say. I think back in the Perseverance, Rise of Brutality days, we really played too much on the East Coast. We played like 300 shows on the East Coast. We probably should have paid more attention to the West Coast. And so now, after the last two albums, we just played Halloween last year with Lamb of God. It was awesome. We just played a sold-out show in LA. It was awesome. So maybe we should lean a little bit to the West Coast now and give them some love.
Horror movie or action movie?
I'll say horror movie. I think, you know, when you get a really good horror movie and it gives you a feeling, that's what you want out of the movie. Like when I saw that movie, The Descent, I actually felt claustrophobic watching it. And I think, you know, when you can make a film like that, that's what you want out of the viewing experience, a new feeling.
Alien or Predator?
Alien, just because I feel like every film in the franchise is pretty strong, whereas Predator, they got a little wacky. But I did enjoy John Rodriguez's, I think he did a Predators. I did enjoy that. People dissed it, but I watched it on a flight, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad.
Schnitzel or steak?
I'll say steak. I don't eat it a lot, maybe once or twice a year, but when I do, it's got to be grass-fed, someplace really nice. There's a spot by me called Craft Steak, which is very well done.
McDonald's or Burger King?
I'm not really into fast food. I don't really do it. It's like instant depression.
Football or basketball?
Right now I've been into basketball because I'm a Knicks fan. It's football season hasn't really started. The draft was this week, but the Knicks just beat the Celtics. Sorry to everybody who's Celtics fans, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of good teams in the playoffs, and it's going to get crazy.
A-Team or MACGYVER?
A-Team. I even just saw the A-Team movie, which I enjoyed. People were dissing it, and I thought it was cool.
Al Pacino or Robert De Niro?
I'm going to say De Niro, although everybody's going to say, oh, last couple De Niro movies weren't so good. But look, the guy's older now. He's got to get a paycheck. What would you do if you were 70? You know what I mean? Make the easy movies, make the easy money. You know, at least he's not retiring.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
They're both good. That's a tough one because the new Star Trek movie that's coming out looks great, whereas the last couple Starbucks. See, I got coffee on the mind. What the fuck? The last couple Star Wars, not really good. I mean, that Jar Jar Binks guy, what was that about? That was terrible. And then the first Star Trek. I need my coffee. You can tell I haven't had my coffee yet. I just woke up. The first Star Trek was great. I think J.J. Abrams did it. He's the man. Or maybe he's doing the new one, but he's the man.
Past or future?
Future, because as the great Pantera once said, yesterday don't mean shit.
Kurt Cobain or John Lennon?
I'm going to say Kurt Cobain just because I'm not really too familiar with John Lennon, although I just watched some sort of documentary on DVD, which was very interesting about the Beatles and everything. I was never a huge Beatles fan, but Kurt Cobain, he wrote a lot of hits when I was a teenager, and yeah.
Metallica or Slayer?
You know, I just did Soundwave with my other band, Kingdom of Sorrow. We went down to Australia, and it was with Metallica and Slayer. And I gotta say, they both still, like, rip it. It's very interesting to see that guys in their late 40s, early 50s rock harder than dudes in their 20s. So it was great. And I'd say that's a tie right now.